thought process of the next big rally is what you're watching in front of you. And that's from Cred. And he's been pretty successful in his calls, especially over the last couple of years if you do look at them. And now the thought process for us is to check whether XRP, whether Ether, whether the entire market is reflecting that possibility. And if it's true, we should be able to see that. XRP on the daily close here, it shows us the fact that the daily close is positive. It kind of tried to erase the last day's negativity, but put that onto a line chart, it kind of conveys a story. We'll try to break that down. But before that, look at Ether. It's a little bit better, but there's a catch in that too. We're going to try and explain that. Understand the Bitcoin dominance is pushing lower, which is great for the altcoin market, but the real big blow to the upside will only start after the price breaks through this range, which is 53.38 in the Bitcoin dominance. But watch what the RSI is suggesting you. And I would argue that's more important because historically speaking, the price breaks to the downside after the RSI break, retest, and get rejected. That's what we are going to watch. That's a weekly chart. So most likely that's 3 to 4 weeks from here. That's not a long period of time. If the market is about to blow off in the end of July, early August, perfect. How many of you are about to ride that? Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. SI family has been busy learning about the possibilities, the odds of hundreds of assets over the last week. And if you do want to look through them and you want to update yourself with the latest information of what the market is showing you, be a part of the SI family. If you use the platform X, which was Twitter before, and you are not following the Scientific Investor family, you can use this and get there. And I'm happy to see a lot of you are jumping in last few days. Thanks for each and everyone who have done that. Now let's actually jump into the TA side of things to explain what we really see, because there are some macro factors happening which is most likely pushing some more liquidity into the crypto market. So before we do that, smash that like button for me and let's dive in. So XRP on a daily, while you put that on a line chart, which is candle close, you don't care where it went through the day, but what you care is where it ended that day, right? And it shows you the price had a fake out to the downside. Usually, fake outs show you a higher possibility that it's going to go to the other direction and it's going to break the resistance, the primary resistance, to the other direction, which for XRP would mean it's about to break here, which is 0.49. Now, that's not a huge rally, but the measured move of such a breakout then gives us a decent move from 0.48, 0.49. If you plot that 14% on XRP, you get to see 0.56. I'm happy to see that. Why? Because at that point, you're kind of erasing the entire consolidative range which you formed from April. Now you're re-entering that early April, that range where we saw some good gains where the price went up to 0.7, because now the resistance is 0.72 at that point. So the primary breakout kind of leads to that rally. Now the next one, we extend that trend line, you see this. higher odds of your measured move being 33% after the breakout. For XRP, that means a measured move is going to be close to 0.65. Again, that's a decent move for XRP as a stable coin here in front of us. But, jokes apart, if you look at this asset, it has been in this range for a while. You didn't break to the downside, you didn't break to the upside. If you look at a lot of different alts, they got hammered, slaughtered, right? So this asset and its fundamentals helped it to sustain what we are watching. Now, take this to the Ether side of things. There are a couple of arguments I would like to make, but primarily, this range of support 3437 on a daily Ether chart, we broke that to the downside. Right now, we are retesting that. Usually, what end up happening is that, say, for example, you're watching a similar scenario here. You break to the downside, you retest and you get rejected. Now, say that's going to be a fake out on a higher time frame chart. Fine, we are all okay with it. Which means then you're watching a bounce back immediately and a continuation. Which means, let's not just go euphoric now. We may get this kind of a leg down to 3270, the 32 range, and then a bounce back up. Let's look for something like that. Now, why is that so important? Because if you are on a higher time frame structure, you don't really care about the microstructure of price volatility. What you are looking at though is that on a 3-day, the price is bouncing off the moving average. On a weekly, the price is bouncing off the moving average. So you're starting to see some kind of buying activity, buying pressure entering the market on the Ether side. And we just went through a lot of ERC20s, a long list. We saw how they're performing against dollar, against Bitcoin, showing that money is coming into them. But then you're in the market looking at this, the whale alerts, right? You're like, okay, around 10,000 Ether just went into Coinbase. What's that going to do, right? Then you see, okay, it's not just Ether, it's 3,000 Bitcoin which just went to Coinbase. So again, what's that about to do? Yes, the news, the narrative kind of sounds fine. We're watching Tom Emmer highlighting the fact that SEC is getting slapped left and right, which is good for crypto as a whole. But at the end of the day, we want to know is this just a red flag? They're showing, see, this amount of tokens are running to exchange to move into fiat. They're about to sell, crash the market. So if that's the message they would like to send us, most likely they're going to buy more there. And when the price goes up, then they will move it out of the exchange into another wallet, saying, okay, see, they have bought a ton. But by that time, the price would be higher. If that narrative is true, and as we have seen that was true in the last time, I would argue cred has a lot of big points here. The only difference I would argue is that I wouldn't be looking at such a long run in Bitcoin, which is going all the way close to like 200K. But everyone has their own opinion. I would argue, yeah, this kind of a run to this range makes a lot of sense. 100, 105, that can be a great range. So big shout out to cred on that. Now, you come back to the total crypto market. Yeah, Bitcoin is about to run higher. We like it. Why? Altcoins are starting to show you this, which is on a higher time frame chart, which is a hidden bullish divergence. The price is still trending to the upside on a trend line to the upside. RSI is slowly slowing down. Great, fine. So that argument here makes some things look very much positive. Because now what you are arguing though is that just like last time when Bitcoin made the first hidden bullish divergence and went up like nuts, altcoins didn't do that. It followed Bitcoin, but it didn't get that hidden bullish divergence, a lot of buying power entering the market. That didn't happen, right? We got some, but not big. But here it shows someone big is buying all the sellers. Or in other words, a lot of selling activity happened. A lot of sellers came in trying to push the price out to kill the bulls. But then the big giant bulls entered the market, absorbed all of those supply which they dumped into the market. If that was not there, we would have watched the price coming back down to this range. That didn't happen. Fine. So on a lower time frame, though, when you zoom in, we are watching something. Ask yourself, what do you make of this? The MACD crossing to the upside. Fine, I'm happy. But it's not euphoric. Why? We got the MACD cross to the upside here too, but we didn't see a lot of rally. But when does the actual rally occurs? The actual rally occurs when the MACD, two lines in MACD, enters the positive zone. Again, this is the positive zone. This is the negative zone below zero. So you want to actually see the MACD entering positive territory, at least on a daily. Look what happened. Last time it did that. The price moved from 750 billion all the way up to $1.3 trillion. So kind of doubled in that run up. And that was just one leg. Now, if you want higher accuracy, you want less noise, you go to a 3-day chart, you go to a weekly chart, whichever you prefer. And that's where things get even more interesting. The first time you do this kind of a choppy cross to the downside, it happens way earlier in the market cycle. Nowhere near the all-time highs. This is the all-time highs, nowhere near that. Great, I understand something. Do you guys follow me? I hope you guys are on the same page, which still means whatever we've been arguing for a few months does look like the reality, which means you're about to see a blow off in a lot of different assets. You're about to see the Bitcoin dominance riding lower. Use it for your advantage. And if you want help going through hundreds of assets in the crypto market without being confused and understanding the fundamentals and the targets, you can use the link in the description where 1,200 plus members are readily going through all the posts. You have 10,000 plus, maybe 20,000 posts there waiting for you. You can use the link in the description below in YouTube or in the bio of Twitter. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, I would request, please do that for me. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.